You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, how dare you? How dare you actually advocate for fairness in sports? How dare you actually support transgenders competing against themselves? You can't do that. Not in the People's Republic of Oregon, man. Oregon, man, is a dumpster fire of a state. The lawmakers over there are all far leftist, man. Extremely, quote unquote, progressive. Man, Oregon wants to end women's sports. Let's just call it what it is, man. Let's call it what it is. Folks, you actually have a coach in Oregon that was fired. His crime was that he wanted fairness in sports. So therefore, they fired the man. They fired the man because he would not bow down to the far left woke agenda. This is insane, man. Insane. If I'm not mistaken, I believe there's parts of Oregon that actually want to leave Oregon and actually be connected with Idaho because their voice is not being heard, because Oregon is run by a bunch of far left communists. Yeah. And it probably needs to happen. But this is pure insanity, man. Pure insanity that this man would get fired. He wasn't saying anything bad against transgenders. He wasn't doing that. He believes that for everything to be fair, boys should compete against boys, girls should compete against girls. And if you are a transgender, why don't you actually compete against other transgenders? But here's the problem, man. And I knew that this would not fly. These transgenders don't want to compete against each other. They don't want to do it. Think of this, guys. If you actually have a transgender, quote unquote, female competing against another transgender female, then I think, what's the point? What's the point? We're both men. We're both males. We want to compete against the females because we're not good enough to actually compete against the males. That's the way it actually usually works, guys. Let's get into this story, guys. So make sure you guys like this video, subscribe to the channel, become a channel member live stream every single Friday at 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. We appreciate the support. So here we go. Oregon high school track coach says he was fired for proposing open division for trans athletes. He wants to be fair. And therefore, they fired this man. Insane. A high school track coach in Oregon claims he was fired for advocating for a change to the state's lenient transgender inclusion rules to create a transgender-only category so girls will not have to compete against boys in school sports. John Parks, a track and field coach for Lake Oswego High School, says he was fired after writing letters to the executive director of the Oregon Student Activities Association and State Senator Rob Wadner. Wow. You can't even write your own state reps, guys. Because if you do, at least in the People's Republic of Oregon, you're going to get fired. In the letters, he advocated for a trans-only category. He added that he was concerned that boys who compete as transgender girls compromises the integrity of girls' sports, according to KATU TV. Parks was spurred to write his letters after seeing a transgender athlete being booed after he won a girls' title at the state championships. Yeah, even in a far left state like Oregon, these people still don't want these transgenders competing against girls. But if you speak out, then we must punish you. Let's go ahead and watch this clip here. You're going to actually hear John Parks actually speak for himself. Here we go.
I'm going to fight now because I got wronged. I went in this thing and I was fighting for girls. I'm fighting for female sports, and I'm fighting that it be fair for everybody.
At the state track and field championships last month, John Parks says he witnessed the crowd boo a transgender athlete after they won a girls' event. At the time, Parks was the coach at Lake Oswego High School and had written letters to the OSAA and a state senator advocating for something else.
Are you hoping to have transgender athletes excluded in any way from high school athletic competition?
No, I want it transformed. Sorry to use the pun there, but I want it transformed into a situation where they have a separate division, may it be, we call it open, or allow them to compete as junior varsity athletes. But when you come to championship events, these things involve scholarships, they involve things that they have an unfair advantage in at the highest level when it comes to physical things. We're not talking about political. This is not a political issue to me. It never has been.
Those letters, he says, led to his termination. On Wednesday, Parks says the district ended his contract because of what he wrote, despite the fact that he says administrators knew what he was doing before he sent those letters.
I'm being prevented from speaking by writing a letter and not getting any guidance on this ahead of time. And being told that the letter was okay, it just makes no sense.
The district declining to comment on his termination, saying they do not discuss personnel matters. The athletic director also did not respond to a message on Monday. A group of roughly a dozen parents and athletes showed up to Monday's board meeting to show support for Coach Parks.
I think that John wants the best for everybody, wants the best for the transgender female athletes and also the best for the rest of the female athletes. And I don't think this was anything to do against transgender people. This was to protect both parties involved.
It's about making sure we have fair and safe opportunities for all of our athletes to compete, and that's all that he's asked for.
Yeah, so there you have it, guys. And therefore, this man got fired. Unbelievable, man. Unbelievable. The First Amendment, by the way, does not exist in left-wing socialist states like Oregon. This is crazy, man. Absolutely crazy. All he was advocating for was a third category for transgenders to compete. But oh no, can't do that. We can't have that. We cannot have fairness in sports. We must fire you, man. This is crazy. However, check this out. Change.org petition started for high school track coach fired for defending women's sports. John Parks now is getting support here. He's getting support. And this petition is showing support for him. It says here, the petition states, quote, the school's basis for this termination are that he violated school board policy by writing a letter to the OSAA seeking a rule change regarding the participation of trans females in female sports, and the false allegation that he encouraged and organized students and coaches to protest. John was advocating for our female athletes' Title IX rights and seeking Oregon adopt the same rules as the national level and the majority of other states. The petition is closing in on 200 signatures as of this writing. There are several comments voicing support for Coach Parks. Now, the thing is, man, the parents actually have the power, man, because the parents are the voters over there in Oregon. They actually vote for the people on the school board. They vote for their elected leaders out there. Yeah, Oregon, man, needs to change his voting habits, man. Needs to change his voting habits, man. Those people around Seattle, man, Seattle is a lost cause. But people in Seattle, man, in Oregon overall, need to change their voting habits, man. They vote for this stuff that's happening right now. And some of the people are probably just so uninformed, man. They probably don't even know. I mean, this kind of stuff, man, people should be telling their neighbors exactly what's going on, what the left is trying to do, man. Now they fired this man for him just trying to advocate for fairness in sports. Yeah, this is crazy, man. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure to subscribe to the channel, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.